Hi, everybody! Welcome back to our Note to Self podcast. This is episode 9 of season 6, and for this episode, this will be an exciting one because it is our Valentine's Day special episode. So, I'll introduce myself again. Hi, everybody. My name is Jai. I'm a student wellness ambassador, and I am a second year psychology major.
Hi everyone, I'm Valeria. I'm a student wellness ambassador as well, and I am a business major.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalia. I'm also a business major and a student wellness ambassador here for the Health Center.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrea. I'm majoring in biotech and also psychology. I'm a student wellness ambassador also.
Alright, yay, you guys. So, since this is one of our special episodes, we have a little mini check-in or icebreaker for everybody. So, I asked the people from our front desk to curate some Valentine's Day special questions that we completely don't know about. So, I'm honestly nervous about this one, but
Okay.
yeah, who wants to go first? This is our bowl.
You can go first.
Okay.
Interesting.
Oh, this is so tiny. You guys read.
Okay, let's see. Who is your favorite fictional couple?
Oh.
Fictional couple? Oh. Does it have to be, like, does it need to be in the movies?
I don't think
Or like
Maybe in
TV shows.
Or
Yeah.
TV shows?
Mm-hmm.
I would say the couple in The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like, I'm a really huge fan of The Summer I Turned Pretty, guys. Like, most specifically, Belly and Conrad.
Mhm.
Sorry for all the Team Jeremiah, but... Okay, who wants to go
Okay.
next?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What do you think is the most important quality in a partner? Good communication.
What is your favorite romantic comedy movie? Oh, I don't really watch romantic comedies like that. I think I watch more romance movies, if anything. So, romantic comedy? Honestly, I can't even think of one. Do you guys have any suggestions? Like favorite romance? I do like La La Land, but it's not. It's not a romantic comedy at all.
I think there's one called 27 Dresses.
I don't think I've watched that one.
27 what?
27 Dresses. I think that's what it's called. I'm sure.
27
Oh.
Dresses.
Yeah.
Okay, so since I don't have an answer to this one, I'll just say La La Land as like my favorite romance movie.
Okay, let's see. What's mine? Would you rather have Bruno Mars or Taylor Swift? What? Serenade your date night.
Oh.
What the heck?
Probably Bruno Mars because he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You don't like Taylor Swift? Oh.
Really? No.
Yeah, Bruno Mars is kind of more of giving Andrea vibes. anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you all for sharing. And now we will be proceeding with our episode. Since this is the season of love, February is the season of love. Our topic for today is about unhealthy relationships. So, what does unhealthy relationship means or look like? According to Very Wind Minds, unhealthy relationships is characterized by power imbalance, control, poor communication, and disrespect, often being individuals feeling drained, anxious, or isolated. With that, we will be diving deeper into what are the red flags in a relationship, letting go, and ways to have a healthy relationship. So, yeah, I want to talk about what are the red flags in a relationship. Do you guys know what red flag means?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of current generations call the unhealthy things as red flags now. So, any anyone want to go first and share like what are the things, this can be like in friendships or like in romantic relationships that you've been in the past or in the present. So what are the things that you've like experienced or you've seen in like movies or like stuff like that that kind of is giving up, oh, this is a red flag in a relationship, like I don't want this one, like for me this is a red flag situation here.
Ooh.
I can share
Yeah, go
first.
Mhm.
I think if they're dismissing or invalidating your emotions, that's definitely a red flag.
Mhm.
Especially if you bring something up to them in like a calm way, and then
Mhm.
they're just automatically like, "Oh, you're being way too dramatic," or like they just don't
Mm.
care, or they put the blame on you instead of like at least trying to make an effort to make you feel loved and like reassured and everything. I feel like it's very important for your partner to consider your needs and what you want. And if they're not able to do that, it kind of shows as a sign of disrespect, in my opinion. And I have another one. This is kind of goes hand in hand, but like not being able to take accountability for your actions. So if your partner brings something up to you and says like, "Oh, hey, can you do?" or "I didn't like how you did this," or "I didn't like how you didn't do like this thing," and if they just kind of dismiss it and are putting the blame on you again, it kind of just shows that they don't really care about your feelings and your emotions. So I definitely say if you're not able to take accountability and at least accept that you did something wrong, that's a major red flag. But what are your guys' red flags?
I think mine would be jealousy. I
Mm.
think because I personally experienced that in both like friendship and also
Like
romantic relation.
jealousy to you.
Yeah. Like
Oh.
what I maybe like my accomplishments or what I have.
Oh.
For example, um maybe I won award maybe or like in a
Yeah.
competition and I share the joyful like,
Uh,
you know what, I make an accomplishment and then they'll be
they're
like,
like,
oh really,
you
okay.
could see that like they're happy, but deep inside
Mm-hmm.
they're like few days or weeks or months after they're like, oh, I just feel like this way and that way. So you yourself you would feel guilty of the accomplishments that you
Yeah.
got.
But I think the what I learned from this is communication, like what Valeria said, because I think it's really important to like talk through it instead of like because of that happened and then you guys don't communicate and then the relationship just stopped there. Yeah, that's kind of my take.
Yeah.
I think I will always go with poor communication. I feel like let's see, like there's so many instances where communication is just like it's the answer, especially if like one partner is like dealing with something or having personal issues that isn't related to the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of bubbles up if you're not sharing it with the
Yeah.
partner, and you could take it out on the partner.
Yeah.
And then the partner's like trying to like figure out where they went wrong, what did they do. I just feel like communication can like solve or like take out a lot of the doubt or concern in a relationship. Like poor communication.
Yeah.
You guys already, Andrea already said what I was supposed to say, but it's okay. It's okay. I would say a major red flag for me is if you disrespect me in public. Like you know, those like people who would like call you out in public,
Yeah.
even though you're like in a gathering or you're at a mall, they would be like, oh, like you would argue in public, like no, because like it is kind of like shameful to do that or like kind of disrespectful to people around, especially in like gatherings and stuff. And also like like you could call out that person in like in a private setting. Like there's a lot of ways in how you can communicate like the problem in like nicely and in a timely, but don't make it like too long, just like in a private setting. Like don't argue in public, guys. Nuh-uh, that is not the method you all. Another thing is also sharing, like involving other people's in the problem, especially like when it comes to relationships, like romantic relationship wise, like oversharing too much information of the problem. Like okay, yeah, I would get it if like people would share about like their happy moments and like, oh, this that happened, but like you're oversharing about like the problem is kind of a red flag for me, because just because I don't want to like involve other people, because this is our problem. So let's deal with our problem. And like I've experienced that with a lot of like friendships and stuff, and like it's just like annoying at some point, especially like when there's just two people involved in the argument in the whole friend group, and suddenly everybody was just involved in the argument.
Yeah.
So
Especially because they don't know what you're feeling and
yeah.
experiencing, and they're taking their own experiences and assumptions.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see how that would be bad, because then people are just assuming things about
Yeah,
your
and
friendship or
like
relationship.
they don't get the other. There's a tendency if like you involve other people in the conversation in the problem, they wouldn't get the other side because they only know your side. So like the image of the other person will be kind of broken into them or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. But thank you all for sharing your red flags in a relationship. So moving forward, tying back to red flags, since you we have noticed like the red flags or the signs of red flags in the relationships. Now like what are ugh, it's too early. Now we will be moving on with how can we let go? How can we, because sometimes letting go isn't, because sometimes people assume that letting go is about giving up, but letting go isn't about giving up. It's about releasing the things you can't change. We hold on because of fear, comfort, and familiarity and identity attachment. We let go if we feel emotionally we let go if we feel especially emotionally exhaustion, stuck, despite the comfort or despite the resentment, bitterness, or stagnation, and constant mental replay. Acceptance is a process of sorry, this is too early for me. Acceptance is a process, therefore yourself. This is too early for me. Ac-
Do you want someone else to read it?
No, it's okay, it's okay. Acceptance is a process, therefore allow yourself to grieve and know how to forget yourself. So I have a like brief question for you guys. Have you experienced that you have to let go of like a friendship or a relationship? And was it hard? Was it, like in a common way as possible? Like not common way, like in a common thing you could say.
Huh.
I could go first.
Okay.
Yeah. I did like had a friendship that lasted so long, and like it wasn't just it was there was like a lot of red flags that I tried to avoid just because like I've been friends with this person for like so long, and like our families are friends, but like even though like there's a lot of red flags in the friendship, I didn't really let go just because uncomfortable with this person, just because I love like how our bond was built, and I just didn't want to break anything, and I'm like trying to give that person so many chances, but it didn't end up like working out. So yeah, that's how I learned to kind of let go of what's unhealthy for me, because it was kind of like getting into my system, and I didn't really like that. So I kind of that was the first time that I learned how to let go and like how to grieve and accept what is going on, because like what I said, letting go is not about giving up. It's about letting go of the things that I can change. So yeah. How about you guys?
I also had to let go of a friendship. It was kind of like a mutual thing, and we're still on like somewhat of good terms, but we don't talk. So the thing is, it was like these two girls that I was friends with in high school, and we were kind of like a trio. And I know people have their stereotypes about trios and how there's always like a duo and stuff. And that's kind of how it was, because those two girls were closer, and I would always like make an effort to try and include us all. And there was also like another girl involved, so kind of like a four, like a whatever what is it called?
Three and four.
Yeah, like a four group or something. So, but anyways, I would always like make an effort to try and hang out with them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I would notice that they would post on their story and they'd be hanging out solo, like just them two. And I know like it's not a super big deal, but it did kind of hurt that, especially for certain situations where it's like, oh, you could have like involved me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like I was never gonna get as close to them as they were. And even though I made the effort and I put the energy into maintaining the friendship,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of just showed that they weren't really interested in including me. And that was kind of a hard pill for me to swallow. But I think once I just started accepting it, then I was able to let go a little bit more. But we're still on like okay terms. It's not like the friendship ended badly or anything. I think I just had to learn to accept that some people are just not going to make the effort that you want them to. And if they aren't meeting your needs in your life, then it's okay to just let them go and maybe like cut them off. Yeah, but that's how I let go of a friendship.
I can go. I feel like there's a couple different situations because I feel like the letting go part can be so different for everybody. I feel like there's been one instance where it was like over time, slowly, like small things became bigger that kind of like really pointed out that this friendship that I was in, we just weren't aligned like with our values, like where they stood, and I couldn't be around that. Especially because I felt that I was giving so much of myself, so much of my time, um, a lot of my like I just felt very emotionally drained. But because they were there for me, like at a time when I was also struggling, I felt like I was indebted to like wow, like she's like we're that close, like she's seen me in like most in a most like one of the most vulnerable states that I just felt like I had to reciprocate it. But there was just a limit where I just like I was like this is enough, I can't.
Yeah.
Because I felt like a lot of it was also like not acknowledged in a way, like especially like when giving advice or like just like giving them my time. um it was just like there was no lesson learned, and I don't feel like that's not the right phrase, but like they would just like circle back, and it was like what am I doing then?
Yeah.
But I feel like the ones that hurt the most, and from experience, just like when things um I don't know, just like end abruptly, like with like when there's no like little signs of like things are not okay, um where it like it hurts the most to have to let go.
Yeah. I just want to like tie up something to Valeria. I feel like letting go is hard mainly because we hold on to, oh, this person saw me vulnerable, so I kind of need to reciprocate this one to this person. You have to like, this person has been there with me for me, so there's like a guilt feeling. There's like a feeling within you that I would stay um because this person needs me too. So it's hard to like let go and accept the scenario because of that feeling.
I think also to add to that, um like I feel like not all of us open up to just anybody, like
Yeah.
just in general, like that, like intimately. Um, that it for me, it was like from experience, it was such a hard pill to swallow to like see this person like every other day, or just like see them occasionally, and like know that the history that you guys have, and then just have to just like walk by them like nothing happened, or like there's nothing like you didn't like I don't know, you just weren't like it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you guys get it.
Yeah.
It's just like that's crazy.
Like you had a whole past with this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, I think my side of story would be, it's not like having a hard um experience or hard time for that. It's more like gradually faded out as letting go, because I think the highlight or like the peak time that I experienced that kind of feeling is after graduation, from either from high school or from university, because like I think the environment changes, and also everyone have their own purpose in life, right? They have their own thing they want to pursue, especially when it's like we're not in the same physical area, we're not in the same timeline, which may drag people apart in the way that you don't know. and then your lost opportunity to talk to them, or maybe even have the time to share the story or share what you experience in life in general. I think that's kind of like a experience that I have, and which this kind of things change our thoughts and what we used to cherish in our friendship would then turn into like what I see, like what I want to like. How do you say that? What I appreciate in the friendship becomes different. Like the definition
Yeah.
become different, and then it makes us like we don't talk anymore. So it's kind of like gradually fading out, and then ended up we don't have anything to share with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some relationships that it is completely healthy,
Mm.
but like it you kind of still need to let it go just because like you're no longer aligned with each other, like even in relationships and stuff, like you would feel it at some point that, oh, I need to let go of this thing because I feel like this is the right thing for the both of us because we're no longer growing.
Mm.
Yeah. And like even in friendships, like I feel like this person I need to let go even though I love our friendship, but it's just that it's hard to maintain what we have anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I feel like that is also like a hard pill to swallow. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
why are you guys laughing?
We got 3 pills today.
That's a lot of pills followed.
There's like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, and mm, ugh. I was like, why is everybody laughing? Okay, so yeah, letting go is a hard thing, not but yeah, if something is not working out for you, like talk with that person. Don't avoid that person. Don't avoid of like talking to that person, especially if you feel like you need to let go. And like in a romantic relationship aspect, or like not even in a romantic relationship, in a friendship aspect, do not ghost anybody, guys. That is no, like that is not the method of letting go, because I always constantly hear like, oh, I need to let go of this person, so I'm just gonna ghost this person because things are not working out anymore. That is not the method here, like just so you know.
Probably communicate first.
Yeah, probably
And
communicate
then
first.
if they aren't reciprocating, then you can like just drop them.
Speaking of communication, tying to our next topic is how do coming back from figuring out the red flags to letting go now, how can we build a healthy relationship, or how can we maintain a healthy relationship? Can you guys share some like tips, ways, how things worked out for you and having a healthy relationship with anybody or maintaining one?
I think for me, because what I said for my bad quality could be, mm, I don't I don't want to say offend people, but it could be misinterpreted.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said like a red flag is poor communication. But I think for those who maybe struggle with good communication, um, might take it as like, oh, I'm not allowed to have my personal time. I'm not allowed to like keep things to myself. I think advice for that would, or to like better clarify my bad quality comment, is to, you don't have to go into detail with your partner or partners about if you're struggling with something. Just letting them know, like Jai was saying, like um just, hey, I need some time right now, just personal space. I'm not ready to open up right now. But I don't want you to take my behavior of like being distant or not like just not talking with you a lot, like as something against you, that's something you did, just so like the other person in the relationship doesn't feel like they're at fault.
Yeah. I could go like next. Tying back to like communication. There's like a lot of like healthy ways you can keep a healthy relationship, or like find a healthy relationship. So my first tip is be the person you want to attract, or you want to build a healthy relationship with. Cause okay, here's the thing, if you yourself, you know, you have a poor bad communication, like, you know, that will also, like, the other person will see that, and you would might be taken advantage of, so the relationship becomes unhealthy. So you yourself recognize your red flags, try to fix the red flags. It is a gradual process. You don't have to completely do it like in one click. Oh, I'm all perfect, everybody's not perfect. But trying to like know what is what's your red flag, like try to know what who you are as a person. I feel like that has worked for me like so many times. And yeah. And also another thing with communication is be mindful of the words that you say, especially when you're mad, especially when you're angry. Like, one thing I appreciate about my relationship is we don't talk when we're kind of mad. Like, um like I try to avoid having conversations with people in general. When I'm mad, I just give myself like a 10-minute processing thought and like communicate, like, or like if I have a friend, I'm like, we're arguing, I'm like, okay, give me 10 minutes, I'm just gonna process this whole thing, because like right now I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just like straight up mad and angry and like upset and disappointed. So like give yourself time to process things. You can take more than 10 minutes if you want to, but it also it helps you become mindful of the words that you're gonna say to that person, because like even though you know, even in that state you're really vulnerable, and like the argument would just go back and forth because of like the harshful words that you say to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I really like incorporate is, instead of like saying the word I've you made me feel this way, change it to I felt this way, because it helps to make that person feel that, oh, I really feel so bad, like this thing happened, like you felt this way and stuff like that. So it's kind of more of like you are accountable for you're taking accountability for your own feelings, while also like talking to this person about this is the problem and I just feel this way. Like they wouldn't feel too bad, because yeah, and it's taking up accountability of your relationship. So
That's really good advice.
Mm-hmm.
how about you guys?
Do you want to share?
You can go first.
Okay. Everyone keeps saying this, but it's just so important in a relationship. I think it's the foundation, honestly, of any type of relationship that you're gonna have,
Mm-hmm.
and that is communication, because communication is key. And honestly, without it, like you're cooked. Honestly, like I can't even like, I don't know. It's so important. And if you're not communicating with your partner or like a friend or even like parents too about how you're feeling, then the other person isn't gonna know like how to show you love or meet you in the needs that you're requesting. I know, like, especially within our generation, it's very common. Oh my god, like the dating world, like especially online, it's just so bad.
Oh my god, yeah.
It took me a while to like realize like the type of advice that they're offering that people would see in a positive way is actually like super detrimental, because it doesn't apply to every relationship that you're going to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's like this message being promoted of like, if he or she or they were the one for me, then I wouldn't need to ask for something. And that's something like a common misconception that I had kind of adopted within my own mindset of like, oh well, if like this person's the one for me, then they're gonna do this without me even having to ask. I know a common one is like getting a girl flowers,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
then women are like, oh, like I don't like I want to get flowers without having to ask, and then if I have to ask, then you know it's like not the
Not the
same,
one,
which is
yeah.
totally valid. But it's also like you can't really expect your partner
To
or
know.
your friend or like parent to know what you want. Like you kind of have to say it, and I know that's like a hard thing to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be a little bit uncomfortable to have those conversations, but it's very important that you do, because then either it's gonna result in a fight or you're just gonna not be having your needs met. And also, it's very important to kind of express your love language or the ways that you want to be loved and reassured, so that your partner is meeting you and showing up in those ways in which you want to be loved. And then, of course, communication is important so things aren't misinterpreted, because sometimes we may be experiencing things. I think one of you guys mentioned about like the situations in which you're experiencing like your own personal problem that's not related to like your partner at all, and how sometimes we may not want to share everything that's going on, but it's important to just let them know that like you're experiencing something and at least they're aware of it. And then also, last thing, it's just very important to have those crucial conversations, which is kind of free promo for our upcoming episode, which we'll be having soon. And we'll teach you guys how to have crucial conversations. So be on the lookout for that as well.
Yeah.
Thanks for the promotion.
Thanks for your promo. Wait, I just want to tie back something to Natalia
Cool,
said.
cool.
Like, yeah, guys, like communicate what you want because especially with your partners, like, cause currently right now, like in the generation of this world, like men are just like oblivious. So, so like and like I feel like because like in a friendship, like every person is different. So how would like this may like other girls might not want this one, people might not want this one, so yeah, communication.
I think my take would be understanding yourself first before maybe before diving into a relationship or even like want to step in a relationship, because if you don't understand what you want or what your need is, it will be like creating some confusions or maybe more conflicts between the relationship or also in the way that you how you behave with other people. So I think it's really important to understand yourself first. Like for example, you need to understand like um how your emotional go on. Like for example, if you have if something happened to you, like what are the common coping way that you do like unconsciously. For example, maybe if someone say bad things to you and you tend to not communicate, okay, that might be your traits, right? And the person who you want to have a relationship with, maybe their traits is different. So that having that conscious and also understanding, I think it's better to have it before like starting to communicate, because that you will be able to easily get into the understanding stage that you guys are like having the same mindset and also in the same page, that you guys can cool and then calm sit down to figure out the questions or what are the struggles that you guys have been through. I think that's kind of my take.
Yeah. I feel like that's the base of like having a healthy healthy having a healthy relationship is like recognizing yourself, loving yourself 1st. Yeah.
I just wanted to quickly add to your point because that's something that I also wanted to mention. It's very important that you recognize your own insecurities and flaws and everything. In addition to like the ways that you want to be loved and shown affection and be reassured. But yeah, it's extremely important, and that's something that I kind of didn't really realize like when first getting into a relationship. How much like those insecurities are still gonna follow you, because I think sometimes people are like, oh yeah, like I really want to be in a relationship because it gives off the illusion of that like all your problems are going to be solved by finding this person and finally being like unconditionally loved by someone that you also love. But that's definitely not the case. Like everything that you're experiencing insecurity wise, that's just going to follow you, and the problems that you have by yourself like when you're single are still gonna show up when you're in a relationship. And it's very important to work on those things and also communicate that with your partner as well, because they might not know that you're experiencing that. And they if you communicate with them, then they can also help like you through that problem and provide you any support as well. But if you don't communicate that, then it's gonna be like sometimes you might be blaming them for something that's really like a you problem. So yeah, just wanted to add to your point.
Good.
I wanted to add something like from things that we've all said. I think it's unfair to generalize like lack of skill. I think would be the right way to say like communication skills, whether it's like or like attention skills, like kind of like when you brought up like it was the example of like girls wanting flowers without being asked. I think like how do I phrase this? I feel like both partners or like multiple partners in a relationship all have the responsibility of like putting equal effort, and it would be unfair to generalize it of like some people are oblivious, or people just like they don't notice things that their other partner or partners appreciate. Like yes, communicate with your partner or partners that these are your, what was it, love languages. But also if the other partner is like consistently not reciprocating the same effort of like listening or
Yeah.
and paying attention to what their partner or partners like appreciate and enjoy, then that's not the relationship you should be in.
Yeah.
There should be like an equal effort all around.
All right, guys. So thank you all for sharing. And before we end this episode, like, this is too early for me. But okay, all right. Take two. One, two, three. All right, guys. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts, your tips, and I hope we have helped you guys recognize red flags, how to like let go, but like not how to like really let go because it is really totally up to you. But I hope this episode helped you in figuring out red flags and getting out of those things and building a new new healthy foundation new healthy relationships. Before we end this episode, we will be giving what is your note to self to everybody, guys.
I think being secure in yourself before getting into a relationship or even in a relationship, knowing your personal boundaries, your values, and whether they align with your partner or partners.
Yeah.
To determine whether that's the right relationship for you.
Mm,
I know that.
mine is love yourself. Yeah, like love yourself so much because when you love yourself, you will know what's best for you and what's not best for you. So it's still kind of hard to let go if you recognize the things that are not best for you, but you will, build more healthy and happy relationships if you love yourself first and accept who you are. But go.
Do you want to share first?
Okay. I think instead of like note to self message, I want to turn it to hope. I hope everyone, either in the relationship or not in the relationship, can find comfort and love in many, many ways, that it's not just only for a romantic relationship. It's like all the little things that happen in your life can give you the strength and power to make you feel better.
My note to self would just be, I mean, it's the most important takeaway that I'll be taking away. Sorry. Um, just like communication, honestly, is very important in any type of relationship that you have. And if you're not communicating, then that's going to cause issues down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what was my second one? Oh, another one, just another general idea is to recognize your own problems, your own insecurities, and then also I think Jai mentioned like just focus on loving yourself or solving those like problems and stuff in order to improve your relationships with other people. Because once you focus on that and you have that determined, then you will be able to have a more healthy relationship with other people, and also surround yourself with people that are going to bring you up and that are going to show you love and support, because sometimes if we're craving something that we don't already have, like if we don't have love within ourselves, then we're just going to find it and settle for people that aren't really the best for us. So that would be my takeaway from this episode.
So thank you all for sharing, and this is the end of our Note to Self podcast. See you all in our next episode, guys.